Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I don't know about you, but my YouTube subscription feed is filling up with Sephora recommendations. And here's where I'm at. I thought it might be fun to share with you, instead of what I actually purchase, which is what I tend to do, to share with you what I'm thinking of purchasing. I kind of have this weird moment where I put a lot of things into my cart. A lot of it is pretty practical, but there are some other things in here. So I thought it would just be fun to share with you what I am toying with in my cart. And I'll probably just update the description box after the sale is over with what I actually picked up. But let's go ahead and dive in. I have my shopping cart all loaded here on my phone. So I will say to you, in truth, I try to, and this has really been over the last few years, I've tried to use the sale as a way to purchase items that are quite practical, things that I would probably be buying outside of the sale. I've learned that going wild during the sale is kind of silly for a number of reasons, but a lot of times because I don't always love everything I purchase. So I've got 90% of repurchase things in here, and then a couple of items that I'm also toying with that are less practical. So we'll start with the two hair items that I have currently in the cart. I am not yet in hair curling season. We are still dealing with relatively dry weather where I live. I still have days where, like today, it's just like a kind of crappy day out. I'm not in the super humid, muggy months, but they're coming, and I don't have any hair items that I use to scrunch my hair with. This is not my natural hair. I straighten the bejesus out of it every single day that I can kind of style if I'm able to have some kind of scrunching products. So my two favorites, the first one is the IGK Rich Kid Coconut Oil Air Dry Styling Cream. That is my favorite, but she not cheap. It's $29 for only 5 ounces, and I can probably blow through that in about a month. And hair curling season lasts about 4 months, 4.5 months, I would say, is how long the hair curling season exists for me. So I'm thinking about getting one of those. I tried last summer to find alternatives that were a lot cheaper, but they just didn't hold all day. This can last through the humidity. I love it. My other one, the one that was the original that I was obsessed with, it's slightly cheaper. It's the Wave Spray. That is $26. I'm thinking of purchasing both of them to at least get me through the worst of the summer months, and then maybe trying some drugstore alternatives that aren't as amazing but are much, much cheaper, that can carry me in the late September, early September type of time frame. The other item that I have is my Belief Moisturizing Eye Balm. If you are somebody who has dry under eyes, you need this in your life. This is quite literally game changing. It has helped with my under eye lines, those fine lines that I have. I've noticed that using this consistently helps keep this area a little bit more plump and lush, which means that my concealer is less likely to fall into those crevices. It also feels really good applied to my eyes. It's very expensive. It's $48. It's arguably the most expensive part of my skincare routine, but I will say, as somebody who has such a dry under eye area, I need something like that, and I have tried tons of other ones that pale in comparison. However, I am torn about purchasing this because, similar to hair, we are getting into the warmer months, and I learned last summer that while it's not my preferred methodology, I can survive without this and use something a little bit less intense because it's compensating with the warm weather. The two things together make it okay. So I'm not sure I want to spend the full 50 bucks on it because it's so pricey, even though it's discounted. I'm not in the need for it. I still have about half of the one that I'm currently using, plus I do have another eye cream that I could potentially use in the summer. So torn on that one because it's a big bite of my potential cart budget here. The last sort of rebuy for me is my Kiehl's since 1851 Rare Earth Deep Pore Daily Cleanser. I talked about this in a recent Trash Talk. Similar to eye cream, I'm also somebody who is cool with spending a bit more money on a cleanser, even though you wash it off your face, because I have seen my skin respond really well to this. I notice that when I'm using this, it is a exfoliating based face wash, but it's not To me, it's not super aggressive. I can't use it twice a day, but using it every single day doesn't cause irritation to my skin. I don't know what it is, but I feel like the clay in here, my skin is just much less acne prone when I'm using it. It also does a nice job just sort of like getting the dead, like a light layer of dead skin and dirt off of my face. It really does a nice job keeping my pores clear. So I do like it. I definitely will be buying that because I'm out of it and I'm almost out of my other rotation face wash that I've been using, and it's time to bring her back in the routine. Now, as far as what's left in my cart, I have 3 like fun items that I'm tossing around. The first is a CC cream. Your girl is not yet done with the exploration of foundation. It's been such a boom in my collection and I have not used up enough to warrant purchasing it, but I'm really into the idea of it. This is a Supergoop CC Screen 100% Mineral CC Cream SPF 50 PA+++++. So I don't know what those pluses are for. This is $39. I am into the idea of this for a couple of reasons. I like the idea that it basically is kind of working as a sunscreen. It has SPF 50, which is a high sunscreen for me. I tend to like sunscreen in my foundation if I can, or in my moisturizer on top of putting on a regular face cream because I'm so pale. So even like going out and about in my life, even if I'm not going to the beach, having sunscreen in my like general face is a good idea because I can get sunburnt like just walking around, especially this time of year. My skin is not at all used to the sun. I haven't seen it in a while. And so I need as much help as I can get. The reason I'm hesitating on it is obviously because I have a lot of foundation products, but also in the summer, I sometimes stop wearing foundation. I can get by, especially because my skin gets really freckly, I can get by just basically wearing everything except for a foundation product. I feel like it tends to look a little bit fresher on my skin and it tends to provide me like a no makeup look kind of thing. So I do that probably once we get to like July. I start to do that often. So I don't know if I'll get a ton of use out of this. I also hate color matching myself online because I'm terrible at it. And so I currently have 100C in my cart, but I don't know if that's even my shade. So this is like one of those things where I don't need it, but it might get the best of me. The second thing that I also have in this category is also a dangerous one for me. It's the Sol de Janeiro Mini Balm Dia Bright Body Cream. Now, I will tell you, I don't think their other Boom Boom cream is worth, I've tried both of them, the teal one and the like yellow mustard one. I think that they're pleasant, but I don't think they're worth a super high price tag. The only reason why this calls me in, and I only wanted to get the sample size, the one that's $20, is because of the notes. It has plum, vanilla woods, and jasmine bloom. And I recently learned in a Fortune Cookie soap box, the frozen box that they came out with, plum is a bomb body scent. I loved it in the body care that I received in that box, and I repurchased some of that because I really like the scent of it. So it's the scent that has me intrigued. It's not at all the like product. And even if I love it, I'm not gonna buy it again because just the 2.5 ounces is $20. And I am such a creature with lotion. Like I dip my hands in, I'm just like, and I put it all over my body. Like that's probably only gonna be 3 uses, at the most 3 uses for me. And so that's a super heavy price point. I also know that if I wait long enough, I'm sure this will become a 100-point perk, or it'll become like some kind of sample that you can get. That's what happened with their teal one. It took a while, but we eventually came around. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna get either the Supergoop or the body cream. It just depends on which one pulls at me more the day that the like second tier of the sale happens. The final item for me is an item out of like desperation. It's a tanning product. This is the Isle of Paradise Self-Tanning Body Butter. So why I ended up getting this in the cart is I really like the Saint Tropez In Shower Tanner. It basically is a similar property. You slather it all over your body, you turn the shower off, and you wait 3 minutes, and then you turn the shower back on and you rinse it off. It's not the greatest smelling product. I don't know any self-tanner that smells amazing, and it's kind of a weird concept that you stand in the shower, you can kind of get a little bit cold, and then you rinse yourself off. But the reason I like it is it's idiot proof. Like, I have never had streaks, I've never struggled. It's also relatively light, which for me is what I need, because when you go from being essentially translucent to any kind of tanning stage, it can be really stark, and I don't feel like that is really stark. However, it's not sold at Sephora anymore. And so I was like, oh, well, if it's not here, like what else do they got? And I came across this one. It's very different in the sense that it's just a lotion. So you apply it like a lotion. And I know that Jergens has one, and God, somebody else has one. Maybe it's Nivea. I don't know. The two drugstores have them, and I've tried both of them, and I don't feel like they do anything. Like, I don't feel like they actually tanned me or darkened me at all. At least not the way the Saint-Tropez one does. I do have a Ulta in-store credit only. Can't use it online. Dumb gift card. And so they have it stocked there, and so I probably won't get this, but I'm curious about it. I'm curious if it's as good, because it's the same price as what the Saint-Tropez one offers. So realistically, I'm probably going to get my Kiehl's cleanser, the Whey and IGK cream and spray, and I don't think I'm gonna get the Belief Eye Balm because I'm just not hurting for it, and it's so pricey that maybe I can push it off for a little bit longer. And I probably will get either my Supergoop, Sol de Janeiro, or the Isle of Paradise. If you guys have any thoughts on this, please weigh in, because my tier doesn't start until April, I want to say like 15th, I think is when my window opens. So, well, we've got some time to play around here. But that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed hearing what I'm toying with. I'd love to know what you have your eyes on for the Sephora VIB sale. Do you keep in the practical realm the way I seem to, or are you just going all for it? I would love to know your thoughts. I think it's very interesting that I really don't have any like makeup in here. Like, Supergoop product is a foundation product, but it's also kind of like a sunscreen. I feel like this is the most practical Sephora cart I've ever put together, if I do say so myself. But I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I'll talk to you in the next video real soon.